congratulations. You're alive and watching shit on YouTube. Chris TheOdian versus Dice. I think between these two dudes, I lean towards Dice. I don't know. I'm just letting you know my biases up front. Like, Chris is also very nice. But let's see what's happening here. Allez. Ooh. I'm assuming those chords are like off by a third from each other. If it was in G, it'd be like. Those are not the same chords. I'm thinking. Sorry. It helps me like to think about the chord structure. I don't know. It's probably boring. Let's go. Oh, it just might be minor 1 to minor 4. Why do I care? Why do I even care about that? Why am I saying that? I'm like, am I trying to flex? No, because it's like the foundation of a house. It's like the beginning of everything. Everything goes on top of this. So understanding what the foundation is kind of gives you a better perspective of what's happening with the entire thing. If I said, let's start our scene on top of a mountain versus on a beach or on a lake or in a ghetto, like a slum in, I don't know, somewhere in Brazil. Those all set your expectations.
I would love to make a love song dedicated to Slizzer. So if you're there, it's for you guys. Yeah. My ocean rolls, I can't let go. For the first time, I keep rolling, rolling on. Through emotional, let myself go. For the first time, I keep rolling, rolling. You got me on stage.
Also, I'll give him, not only is he really good, but he's not hiding. You know, he could put a lot of shit on his vocals and he's not. I mean, he might be adding something like reverb or an EQ, but he's not really processing the vocals. He's like, here's who I am. This is what you get. Now he's got a good voice. He has a good falsetto. I think maybe I don't know if you call it a complaint or criticism, but I think something that I do wrong in these videos is kind of something, if you want to call it wrong, but something I do that people don't like, that I think he's kind of doing. I try to keep it 100% real, and he's keeping it 100% real. But a lot of times the audience, it goes, oh, how about you keep it 85% real and you shave off that 15% we don't need. So like I probably talked too much earlier, maybe too much now. People are like, well, why don't you just chop out that 15%, change that 15%. And I think that's not a bad idea. And he's keeping it so direct that maybe just a little extra processing on the vocals. We know your voice is good because you're keeping it unadulterated. But maybe just put a little something on it. Sprinkle a little something on it.
Dice, you ready? Yep, take your time, my friend. Dice getting set up. One, it's on Dice. You already know what to do. I say the set, you say the do and the hana. Ladies and gentlemen, set.
Hana. So again, if you care about chords, I don't know the exact chords, but I know what he's doing. It's starting off and then dropping to a second chord and dropping to a bottom, and then going back up that same mountain. Boom, 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 boom. Different pitches because I'm not perfect pitch, but ooh. Oh shit, what? Sounds like reversing and volume swells. Hold on. Let's go back to the chords, because I think this is important. I think he did reverse it, even though it's just one time me hearing it. I think he started off, let's take like numbers, like 8 to 7 to 6. These are not the numbers I believe in, right? Not like, I don't think these represent the chords. But he's going like 8, 7, 6, 6, 7, 8. So when he reverses them, the sound of the chords changes, but the actual order of the chords stay the same. If it's 8, 7, 6, 6, 7, 8, and then you reverse it, it's still 8, 7, 6, 6, 7, 8. So that's kind of smart. He made a symmetrical chord progression. So you can reverse it and throw effects, but it's still the same thing. Like for words like a palindrome, like race car, or taco cat. They say the same thing backwards and forwards.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's. Am I growing, or is it just late and I'm tired? I actually prefer the sound of dice over Chris, but I think Chris won that round. I think Chris did a better job of showcasing beatboxing skill and composition. I prefer to listen to dice in this setting, but I think Chris did the better job.
I see that.
Oh, that's interesting. So he built the chords, you know, the root, third, and fifth. And then I thought he was going to go on top. Instead, he went way underneath for the bass. And now he's doing a melodic bass. And what's cool about that, I don't know if he'll do it, but now if he puts a bass on the bottom, he can transpose the bass and it becomes a melody on top. Maybe he won't do it, but he left himself a pretty good out. It's also just up and down a minor scale, probably to 5. Bum, bum, bum. Wrong key, but whatever. It's kind of what he's doing on the bass. And it works as a bass line, but again, he could put effects on it, change the tempo, change the subdivisions, and then also transpose it, and it would still kill on top.
Take you on this plane. Have you reached it? Have you understand? Mysteries about the life. Go with me, you'll never have to surrender. I can take you on this plane. Have you reached it? Have you understand? Mysteries about the life. Go with me, you'll never have to surrender.
So no, he never put the bass on top. He just kept a good bass on the bottom. That same 1 to 5, 5 to 1 scale shape. He just kept stacking other things on top.
I want you to do the squid. Hey!
Okay, that I love the sound of it, and it's killer, You know, I'm like, I don't really have like somebody I'm rooting for, but I've watched so many Dice videos that I think are they're just killer sounds. But I'm about to come up with a new vocabulary because now everyone's got killer sounds. Sorry, killer sounds that I like.
Go see the set.
I actually thought for a second he was going to make the funeral march. That would be kind of savage for your second set, going last, do a funeral march. Can't remember who that's by. No, that's Star Wars. Funeral march. Anyways, Tchaikovsky? No, I don't know. Brahms? I gotta look it up. Oh shit. In case you care, I think it's Chopin. Chopin for the funeral march. Back up. Let's not disrespect Dice. It's a chord. Oh, that's cool. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I think, okay, well, I got a couple of things to say. One, I think Chris clearly won this. I know he won already, right? Because I've seen the end. But, I mean, not the end of this battle, but I've seen the other battles. But Dice murdered it. And I think this is one of those things where, like, expectation from the audience and context has a lot to do with what's going on. If it was, we're going to take a bunch of badass beatboxers and we're just going to have them play sets of music and everyone just like ball out to it, I think everyone would just go crazy. Everyone would be like, oh, Dice is a fucking murderer. But in a competition setting where the crowd knows, hey, it's one versus the other, and then Chris's last set was definitely superior, then the crowd is not just enjoying the music. They're thinking, no, you're up against this other thing. And it kind of prevents the crowd from enjoying it as much because you're like, oh, it's really good, but it's not as good as the other thing. So, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Because, I don't know. I'm just going off on a tangent because it's probably the last video I'm going to record tonight. I can't speak for any of these guys. I don't know these dudes. I don't know them, right? But if I was Dice and I had my last set and I lost, I might go, that set wasn't good, or that set's not good enough. Which in the context of a competition is true. But don't go like the set's not good enough. The set's not good enough for the context of a competition. For the context of just playing to an audience and having an audience enjoy themselves, it's perfect. Just not for the context of a competition. Dude, competitions can mess you up. They really can mess you up. Like psychologically. Like I went through this, you don't care, it's okay. If you do, you're here. If you don't, you can leave. But I went through a phase when I was first like trying to learn fancy shit and like get into college doing music stuff, where I would take things that I played, basically exactly what I just said before, but in the context of guitar. I would take things that I played that I thought were great. I played them in front of a judgmental, not judgmental like negative, but like the people that needed to like admit me, panels or whatever. And if they didn't like it, I would just stop playing it. And once I played fancy shit and they let me in, they're like, yeah, that's the shit. Yeah, you're in. Then I would play that for people, and people did not like it. They didn't at all. And I was like, no, you don't understand. This shit's dope. It's hard. But in a competition, it's about technique and competition. And when you're playing to an audience or to just an individual person, all that matters is, do they like it? No one cares how hard it is. When you're dealing with a person one-on-one or a small group of people, or even like a crowd. It's weird. Once crowds get big, it gets weird because then you get like this mob mentality. But if you're playing for one person, it's 100% true. Or a few people, no one cares how hard it is. No one cares how long it took you to learn it or play it or compose it or whatever. They just want to have a good time. Which is way different than a competition environment. It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm having a good time though. I just feel like maybe, you know, you're a little bored. But I don't have to worry. Actually, you know what? I don't have to worry if you're bored. If you're bored, you wouldn't be here. Unless you just left the video rolling. In which case, thanks. See you next time.